Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel. I'm just saying though, I'm just saying though. Today I wanted to talk about Bhad Bhabie and other women, Kim Kardashian, you, that are blackfishing. And they say that copying or mimicking someone is the best way to show that this is what you want. You guys, I'm nowhere near quoting what it's supposed to say, but y'all get the gist of what I'm trying to get at. When you mimic somebody, that means that's what you want to be. But there is also this theory that when somebody makes fun of you or makes fun of something of you, it could be because they are jealous of it. If they can't have it, why not talk about it? Let's make that thing look bad. And I'm not going to sit back and talk about Bhad Bhabie and how, she doesn't want to be black. She wants to get the money that comes with the look of possibly being black, not being black. Because if you remember, a scientist, in the early 2000s, did some type of scientific something where he proved that black women are the most unattractive women in the world. Not just America, but in the world. Black women are supposed to be the most unattractive women in the world. And you can only imagine how that made us black people feel when we heard stuff like that. Like, we're supposed to be the most unattractive women in the world. Of all the different types of women, ethnicities of women in the world, black women were the most unattractive. And yet, here it is in 2020, even as early as 2019, 2018, we had women of many cultures and races that were mimicking the very things that were supposed to make black women unattractive. And Bhad Bhabie is no different. Bhad Bhabie, whatever. Girl, you know who you are. We know she ain't black. She knows she ain't black. And in real life, she does not want to be black. She like being that white girl that can be or perceived as being possibly black just for a moment. And she go home and take all that makeup off. And girl, you white. Okay, bottom line, you white. A long time ago, people used to make fun of women and they big lips. They's like, black women got them big lips. And they talked about big lips. But if you understand the use of words, it's the way people can say the same thing, but it's the way that it is said. They don't say that women have big lips now. They say full lips. But when they want to make you feel bad or insult you, it's big lips. So now women now are getting the injections to get the big lips, but instead they call them full lips. And I know y'all remember when we would see Kim Kardashian with the braids. And I'm not going to be one of those people that say only black people can rock braids, because really, I couldn't tell you how long braids have been out, like, hell, I've been braiding my own hair as long as I can remember. And I was taught how to braid hair, and somebody taught my mom, and somebody taught her, and you can just keep going back generations to generations. So somewhere in there, in my family, there's white people. I can't tell you that the white lady showed my mom or my great-grandmama or my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmama how to braid hair. But I will not say that this is what is considered, a black thing, because I believe many cultures do braid hair. The thing is, not even a long time ago, I was going to say a long time ago, but that would be incorrect. In my state of Alabama, my sister had a state job, and she was not allowed to wear her hair in braids. That was not even 10 years ago. She was not allowed to wear her hair in braids because it was considered too ethnic. And then whenever famous white people decide that they want to start wearing their hair in braids, it now becomes the thing to do. And now, whenever white people do it, they will lay claim to what we have been doing for years and have been told, you can't do that. That's too ethnic. That's too ethnic. Our beautiful brown skin was considered, hey, these people are poor and untrustworthy, and it's unbeautiful. But yet and still, one of the richest women in America, this is what she wants to look like. She wants to let everybody know, if I try hard enough, I can then wear my hair almost like a fake afro, a more straight but curly afro, and darken my skin. And look at how beautiful I am. And the thing that gets me the most is that black women have looked the way that they've looked and the way that we've looked. I can't say they. We have looked all our lives, and no one has celebrated it but us. Of course, we are the same people that will say, girl, you need to do something to your hair. What, girl, what you got on? But we will also praise each other. We will say, girl, you look good today. That looks nice. Because we needed to tell ourselves, our other black women, that we look beautiful, because no one else out there was telling us that. And now, whenever white people do it, they will say that they invented the afro. They invented the braids. They will call it, hey, she got the Bo Derek braids. Who do you think braided Bo Derek hair? She didn't just go up to somebody and say, I want you to put my hair in a particular way and put these little ornaments on the end of it. Somebody braided her hair. But because she had them, she was a white lady, suddenly she is considered the icon of braids. Do you see how that makes no sense? Someone braided her hair. She didn't come up with that on her own. So the fact that some people would even name it Bo Derek braids, and that in itself is crazy. Bo Derek braids. And then whenever the Kardashians were wearing braids, they would call them boxer braids. And now you got Kim Kardashian trying to be, she don't want to be black just like Bhad Bhabie doesn't. They want to give the appearance of possibly being black. Just because this is a trend, because it looks cool right now. I could almost be black, because everything goes through a trend. Everything goes through a trend. But the thing about being black is you're black. You're born black. That's not a trend. We can't go put on a different kind of makeup and not be black. We are black. We are black, and black is beautiful. I put her on here. I don't even know the name of this lady, but my God, she is extremely beautiful. Black is beautiful. And the fact that people tell us that it's not, that's when you know there's a problem. I'm going to give you an example. I watched an episode many years ago of Andy Griffith. And on this particular episode, Miss B, she won, she was on a game show, and she won a stove and a mink coat. And it was something else that she won. It could have been a washer and a dryer, but she won the mink coat. And I guess where they live at in Mayberry, I don't know exactly where Mayberry is supposed to be premised at. But anyway, Aunt B had on that mink jacket, and she would wear that mink jacket around. And all her friends, or the people that had been her friend up until she won that mink coat, everything was cool. But when she won that mink coat, they were like, oh, she thinks she's better than all of us. When Miss B invited everyone to her house and she was cooking on her new stove, it was so many haters like, oh, she thinks she's better than us. Look at her cooking on her new stove. Oh, she thinks she's better than us. And so she got so much flack for wearing the mink coat and the stove, that at the end, before the show was over, Aunt B ended up selling that mink coat because she said it was too hot. It was too hot to wear it in Mayberry. And come to find out, if she sold that coat on Friday, Saturday, one of her exact same friends that was like, oh, she thinks she's better than us. Oh my God, I can't believe she's wearing that mink coat. That same lady went and bought that mink coat And when Aunt B saw that, she said, "Hey, I thought you said it was too hot for the mink coat." And she was like, "Well, it's not that hot." And the whole time, she wanted to possess the coat. She wanted the coat. That's what people do. They will talk about something because they can't have it. That happens all the time. You will have a friend that will talk about your boyfriend. Girl, he ain't no good. He a dog on so what you see in him. Then you find out later she's been trying to talk to him or she done slept with him. People will always talk about what they can't have. And that's it. And it's all about the way that you feel in your head. It's like, oh, she playing with my head. She messing with my mind. And it is. And you messing with your own mind. You tell yourself you don't like something because you can't have it. Or you can never possess it. Whichever way you want to look at it. And so the only way that you see a lot of white people that will suddenly say something is cool is when they can figure out a way that they can do it. And I don't know if y'all knew this. Back in the 1700s, and y'all will see this soon on it'll pop up in a few minutes. Black women have always been considered beautiful. They were so beautiful that, like in the 1700s in Louisiana, that's the United States of America, that black women had to cover their hair. They were required by law to cover their hair because the white women feared that their men were so attracted to the ornaments and all the designs and the beautiful braids and the texture of black women's hair that they forced them to cover their hair. They forced them to cover their hair. Do you get that? That white women were so afraid that their men would be attracted to these beautiful black women that they forced these black women to cover their hair. Cover their hair. In the 1700s, Louisiana, women of color were forced to cover their hair so it would stop attracting attention from white men. Do you get that? We are beautiful. We are so beautiful that people want to be us and look like us. Well, let me take that back. They don't want to be us. They want to look like us. But right now, this is a trend. It is a trend of wanting to look like black women, have our shape. We have always had big butts. Always. We've had the small waist and the big butts. We have always had that. And that's why Sir Mix-a-Lot made that song, Baby Got Back. And at the beginning, you know how it goes, oh my God. Becky, look at her butt. And at that time, obviously, even then, what that song came out in the 80s, 90s, whatever it came out, yeah, when black women, we still have the big butts. But back then, this was like, wow, only black women have big butts like that. And now, that's the trend now. They want the voluptuous women. Yeah, make no mistake, back in, I think, the 1800s, or even, no, I'm going to come a little bit forward than that. Marilyn Monroe was considered a voluptuous woman. She was shaped like a woman. She might not have had a big butt, but she had curves. And for some reason, the thing about trends, they go from one extreme to the next. You went from having Marilyn Monroe, who was voluptuous, but without a big butt. But she had hips. And then you had the skinny women that were more shaped like boys. In fact, back then, women would actually wear something to press their breasts down to make them appear to be smaller. Then you went to waif-like. And like in the 1970s, women wanted to look more waif-like and skinny, and that's when you had the runway models. But today, we celebrate being voluptuous and beautiful and full-figured. Yes, we are black women, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful black women. All right, guys, that's all I have to say. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'm out.